beasts, aren't they? Chuffed to bits. The smallest little thornback rat. No, I'll just concentrate on not leaving the rod over the side. And its eyes. It's got amazing eyes. Doggy in the boat. Golden mullet. There's a bit of weight to that, you know. And that's what we want, don't we? We don't want the same all the time. We want something different, a good old show. Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm out on the big beach playing with the adults, with the grown-ups. What are you up to, Mark? Well, I've seen all the reports that everyone else has seen. People are catching cod. I'd like me one of those. So here I am. What are you up to? Well, I'm fishing the 6 and baits, a noisy sea. The 6 and baits, the Pen Fathom casting specials. This pair of reels I'm using today are my modified ones that are almost the same as normal Fathoms because I've taken the knurling off. We can have a look at that later. As he hooks his boot. What am I fishing with? I am fishing a full, I can't show you all of this in camera because it's a big old rig. It's 5 foot long and it's a full Gemini Tackle clip down rig. So all the components Gemini Tackle. 140 pound swivels. That's a Genie link and those are Genie bent rig clips, I think. Probably got that completely wrong, but what's on the end? So I haven't gone super massive. I'm not going super massive cod baits. I'm not putting the world on a 8-0 hook and hoping to catch one. I'm fishing small and delicate. That's what I'm doing. So that is a Varavas BMX 1.0 with a sequin and a bait stop. And the intention, I'm just going to put that down there, make sure I don't tread on it anymore. I have got 5 wraps of the Finish Kent. I've said it wrong before now. Kent black lug. And it's rubbery. Look at it. It's almost like a lure. It's awesome. It's really good. Love it. And what am I using today? I'm going to use a Yuki tool. 2 needles. Put the black lug on one way. Put it down the other way. So we end up with that. So we've got a little taily, dangly, rubbery bit, and we've got 2 needles with the black lug on it. I'm using fine-ish elastic, latex elastic, got to get that right. Environmentally friendly latex elastic. And I've just put an order in and ordered like my year's winter supply of elastic, and it's all latex, and if I get the name right, I think it's Batex. I think either that or I can't remember. I'll get it out later and we'll have a look at it. So I bought the holders and I bought the refills and I bought a like 6-month supply. So that's where we're at. That's what we got. As always, you know I like to keep clean and tidy, so I've got a damp cloth. Some people have asked about this actually. I've got 2 cloths. I've got a bucket of water and I've got a cloth that I wring out to clean my hands. 1 wet cloth to bring, and I've got a dry cloth to dry my hands. And that may seem like people are like, what are you doing all that rubbish for, Mark? Out in the boat when it gets really cold in the winter, stops you transferring everything nasty onto everything else. When I go back to the van and I'm driving home, my leather steering wheel in the van isn't all covered in gunk. You know what I'm saying. Anyway. Move the bait stop out of the way, move the sequin out of the way. Take the bit of rubbery loveliness off the Yuki, it is called a Yuki, and just feed it on. It's already elastic up, you don't have to elastic it on the hook. That's the beauty of doing it this way. I know I'm pulling faces, everyone knows me, knows I pull faces. Dress it onto the hook and then the sequin and the bead down. See that lovely proud hook there? But we want something on that. Well, I do. I'm sure the fish won't mind. So I just stopped off at Abbotsbury Tackle, spoke to the nice gentleman behind the counter, went to his freezer and helped myself to a bag of his finest squiddy goodness, little squidlets. I'm keeping an eye on my rod because I am fishing 1 rod at the moment. I've already baited and weighted and chucked one out. exactly the same rig. So a piece of squid, cut myself a strip. I have got clickers on and everything. I thought we heard a click then. Cut myself a strip, put that back in there. That can go back in my little cool box. I've got my little Coleman cool box. So I've got a little strip. I'm going to cut that into 3. Not much going on with the bait, I know. But all I want to do, he says, trying to do everything at once. On the end of that worm bait, I just want to put a little white flash. And that's it, a little white flash. I've got to keep an eye on that because I'm pretty sure that was a bite, to be honest. But nothing happening at the moment. So yeah, so hook snoods, about 18 inches, 18 to 20 inches. And these BMXs are super sharp, super sharp. And I might even change them during the session just because that sharp. Amazing. For jagging a fish, that's what you want. So I have got not plenty of blacks. I've got some. I might have to drop down to 1 rod later. That might be on the cards if I fish through my bait too quick. If I start getting stripped and mucked around. I'm looking to fish the rest of the flood and then part of the ebb, and then I'll be away because I've got to be up in the morning, even though it's a Friday night. I've got a course this weekend I've got to go to. But yeah, if that was a fish already, looks promising. Sometimes small baits does it. I think a big bait can sometimes turn a fish off. It's not all big, you know. Sometimes, we'll soon see, won't we? I'll be eating my words. You'll be like that, you're full of rubbish, Matt. No, seriously. Last year, all of my cod on Chesil Beach came to small baits. All of them. And I had 1 codlin from Southbourne that came to a small ragworm bait. I was fishing, believe it or not, for place and sole. We'll see how we get on, eh? So once more, tip of the needle just in, hook it at least twice and it puts that little postage stamp, fingernail sized piece of little flappy on the end. So that is 3 baits. Some people might put the equivalent of those 3 baits onto 1 hook. I bet there's people looking at this now thinking, I put more than that on 1 hook. Yeah, I don't disbelieve it. So I'm going to do some clumsy casting, try and wing this out. I'm going to put a weight on that one first and cast it a few times because that line's been on the reel for a while. If you're wondering why I'm going to do that, it's just that it gets the line memory and it just stays all curled up. So I'm going to ping it out a couple of times, wet it, stretch it, bring it back in, then hook that rig on and then fire it out. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see if we can catch ourselves a Chesil cod. There's some weird goings on with the tide and the undertow at the moment, but let's just check that we are actually filming. Oh. Right, here we go. This has literally just fresh baited and gone out. Top hook has got a whole baby. Oh yeah, there's loads going on here. Fresh baited with a whole little baby squid on the top hook. I wonder if that's what's taken. But we've got the black lug on the bottom 2 hooks of the 3. This is going to be interesting. What do we reckon? Whole baby squid or black lug? It's got some zoom to it. Even if it's just part of the might just be the tide and the current. Oh no, this is going. Oh God, I'm going to size that for a wave. What have we got? Oh, I'm getting beaten right up here. What we got? Get in. Oh, Yeah, it's got some swing to it. Definitely. Right, coming along the beach now. Where are we going? Oh, what have we got? Yes! Yes, 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 yes. It's a good one. It's a good one. Don't lose it on the beach. Look at the size of that. Oh dear. Dancer. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Right, wait. Oh, come on. I can't get hold of you. I've got more fingers and thumbs. Look at that for a cod. Whew. That was a good bite as well. That went well. Right, beauty of this, I have got a detachable snood. Oh, he's not too big. He went well. And there we go. One, look at the size of the mouth. Chesil. Chesil codlin. Very green, beautiful eyes. Oh, something's had a go at him in the past, you know. He's got a chunk missing out. He's got a bite mark on the side there. I don't know if you can see that. See that? Something's had a go at him before. He's a bit lean. He could have some more meat on him. But look at that. One, don't hold it out to the camera for the bigger effect. Let's have a look. Yeah. What a stunner. And look at that for the bait. A small bait, and it is half of a black lug with a tiny bit of squid on it. See that? Bit of squid. There we go. Happy days. What a stunner. More out of curiosity than anything, because you know I'm rubbish at guessing. £4.2. Don't know if the camera picks that up or not. £4.2 on hold. Let's get you out of that, bud. Ooh. Nice. Chuffed a bit. Devastated is an understatement. You're like, Mark, but you've just caught yourself a nice cod. Yeah, I did. And I got all excited. And I don't even know where to start on this one. I might just take the spool out. Oh my lord, there's a bird's nest. The state of that. As it was going out, you're like, no! And it wasn't an overrun, as in an overrun from casting. I only had 4 clicks on. My rig parted. I haven't had a rig go on me for a long time. I can't remember the last time the actual rig failed on me, but the rig body. That was a £80 Asso, and because the light's starting to fail, I thought last cast in daylight, like you do. I'll give it a bit of heave ho, sent it, and yeah, my clumsy casting resulted in a clumsy spool. So there you go. One, that ain't going back out. So I am now fishing one rod. Very carefully. But at least I haven't got issues with bait now. I've got loads of bait for one rod. I probably had just enough for 2. So one rod only. I'm going to go to 3 clicks now. But as it gets dark, I'm going to go to 3 clicks. Just to stay safe. But that's the worst one I've done in a long time. As the light's fading, we're getting the tings. It's ting season again. It's not a whiting, it's a pouting. Right, so I've saved the day. I sat down and picked my way through that bird's nest. I'm back to fishing 2 rods. 2 rods. It's a cod fest. Actually, it's a ting fest. I've had close to a dozen of these now, and that one is a specimen compared to the others. He's huge. They're all about yay big, about the size of my hand. Ow! And smaller. He's got some proper little gnashers, this bloke. Right, I'm going to get him in because he's feisty. Something else is probably going to eat him, and one of those in the bucket might end up as out for a swimming lesson, being chased by his mates. Chuffed the bits, I'm back to 2 rods. That was a proper bird's, right, let's get it. It was a proper bird's nest, you know what I was going to say. Let's get this back out, get back to fishing, beavering away. Come on, bub, let's go. Away you go. Back to all your mates. You probably conger bait. There's probably a conger patrolling just offshore, just off in the gully. Gonna nab him. Right, I'm gonna get back to doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, worth talking or showing what's going out next. Because that came to a small bait, look what I've got. I've got a short pulley rig with a small bait. It's just one rubbery, fresh black lug, tipped with a little bit of squid. And that is a small hook as well. I think it's a 1.0 hook. I think it's a Cox and Royal hook, that one, because this was another rig that I had in the wallet. I'm sticking with the small bait theme anyway. Not gonna go and be persuaded to put a honking great bait out. Let's turn that light down a little bit, because she's all a little bit Halloweeny. Ooh. That's better. Yeah, small bait, still a 6 ounce weight, 3 foot pulley. That's the rig that caught me a stinger the other week. If you haven't seen that video, I like that one. That's one of my favourites at the moment. I can just see the moon coming over the horizon over there. And we're nearly at high water. I'll be a lot happier when we get to high water, turn to the ebb. That's when I think it's going to fish. Right, gonna get this out. I don't know if you can hear that behind me, but even though it's high water slack now, the sea's got a lot to say for itself. And I do say that quite regularly. It's pushing hard up against the beach. So I'm expecting it to be on the turn any moment now, within the next 5-10 minutes. Sound should change. That'll be the cue. And then it will stop going in one direction and go in the other. And I'm hoping it will switch on, because it's gone quiet. I'm not even getting the tings now. I've been pestered with tings. I haven't been putting them on camera. I've had about, I don't know, 14, 15, all very small, little bait thieves. And I've seen nothing else come out along the beach. There's a lot of anglers here tonight. I think it's Friday night, it's payday. Don't know if that makes any difference. Should be in the pub. But yeah, it's Friday, end of September, weekend is the start of October. There you go, you can gauge it from there when we are. Clocks are going to change soon, chilled, shorter days, it's going to get colder. We'll get into the winter season. We'll get out and do some fishing, eh? Get out and do some winter fishing from the beach with the very occasional trip out on the boat. Just waiting for the tide. Wait for the tide to spin around, do its thing, and hopefully it'll lighten up. Because I've got some really good fresh bait, I gave next door a wrap of blacks. Just see if that would change his luck, because I haven't seen him pick anything out yet. But I've got one wrap of blacks myself, so 10 baits, 5 on each rod. I'm probably going to fish another hour and a half maybe. Might even load 2 lug onto each. And I've probably got enough squid to see me out, so I'm going to go back, completely clean a bait. Abbotsbury, there's bins and toilets there, so you can get rid of all your gear. I've got some water in the back of the van. I'll give some things a little slew around. I've got my bucket. Saves the panic and the rush when you get home to sort your kit out. So, against all expectations, it's gone really quiet. I'm quite surprised actually. I really thought after a promising start it was going to liven up. So I'm fresh baited and I'm out, and I'm going to call last cast. So if anything wants to come and have a little play, show itself on camera, now's the time. Probably going to fish these baits for about 20 minutes, half hour, and then that'll be me. Because it's a bit of a drive home, because it's late at night, I'll go back to the van, make myself a brew, make myself a coffee, perk myself up a little bit, just for the drive back. And that's the beauty of having all the like little cooker stuff in the van. It's good stuff. Makes for very comfortable. So just cleaning this rig up. This one's going to get packed away now. But yeah, so I've got 2 baits out, or 2 rigs out. I'm fishing just baby squid on one of them, and the standard combination of black lug and squid on the other. See what happens, eh? I want to winkle another one out. One's not enough. How many is enough? One's good, isn't it? I'm chuffed to bits. Come all the way down to Chesil Beach, 50 odd mile drive for me, to catch a cod. And I caught one. I want that one. Right, this doggy's made a right old mess of everything. But I've got 2 rigs. Let's have a look, bud. Let's get this hook at you. Oh, you're so strong. You're so big, so strong. You're a big, strong doggy. Christ, you made a right mess of that rig. These Varavass hooks are so good. They're needle points, but they're strong. There we go. Right. So, one very wiry. Settle down, pup. Settle down. They are so wiry. A wiry doggy. No fishing session would be complete without a doggy. Come on in, let's get you in. There he goes. He's in. And, more importantly, my rig. So where does it go? Oh, here we go. I know it's mine. It's got my weight on it. I made it. That's been rolling around in the surf, making a right old mess. Look at the state of all that. What I will be able to do, once I've sorted that out, now that I've got it back, is figure out what actually parted. I'm going to debait it, sort it out, tidy it up, get it put away in the box, and I'll have a look at it in the workshop, slow time tomorrow. But I got my weight back, and there isn't all that kicking around on the beach, which is always good news. So I've only got 1 rod fishing now. Have a look, just check I ain't got a bite. Got 1 rod fishing, got all my kit back. I ended up with both reels working, even though I spooled one earlier. Yeah, so unless anything drastic changes, that's about it from me, from Chesil. For now, it's goodbye. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.